If you can sell products for $500, $700, $1,000 or more, this is great because obviously you need way fewer sales in order to have a very profitable e-commerce business. So imagine that you can spend a lot of money to acquire a customer simply because when you make a sale, you earn at least like $300 to $400. So in this video, I want to talk about how you can sell really high ticket items. In fact, one of my students sent me a picture where he sold 2 items in one order. Together they were worth around $1,300, which is totally crazy. So around $650, $700 per item in one order. And this is what this video is about. I will show you how you can look for high ticket products, what to keep in mind, and also some information on how to advertise them using Google AdWords and shopping. So stick with me and I hope that you'll learn how to sell high ticket products in this video yourself.
I grew tired of that. I grew eyes on my back. They drew iron when I drew rhymes. So who's firing back? Told myself, keep your mind on them raps. Knowing damn well this shit's
Alright guys, if you like this video then please hit like and also hit subscribe if you want to see more dropshipping, e-commerce and AdWords content. And now let's get started. And the first thing is that I want to show you how some typical high ticket products can look like on Google Shopping. And for this one I will use the tool isearchfrom.com. This is a great tool to be able to search on Google as if you were in another country. You probably know that when you want to sell something in the United States, you only see your local ads, and this kind of doesn't really help you when you want to see what your competition is doing. So I want to go United States, English, and I want to type in something like, for example, let's say couch for a garden. Well, this was a little strange formulation, but let's assume something like this, right? And you see the results here in shopping, but also in search ads, probably if we go down, yeah, also some search results, search ads. We see some results like here, Out Sunny Rattan Wicker 3-piece outdoor conversation set, almost $300. We have a rustic quarry hill sofa, $700, $660, $530, $180, and you get the idea already, right? If we see the different ads in here, it becomes clear that they are super expensive, the products that they advertise. So you can imagine that these guys can really spend a lot of money to acquire a customer, because obviously even if you pay like $2 for a click on this one here and your margins are not totally terrible, you can easily get like 30, 50, 100 people to your website and still be profitable, which is totally undoable if you sell a product for like $10, $15, $20. Now of course, because they are so expensive, also competition is harder. Like, don't expect to sell $1,000 items and pay only like 20 cents for a click. Obviously, because they are so expensive, other advertisers spend more money as well. But the point is that even though, you know, other advertisers are with you on this high level, it is still way easier than if you compete in the cheap space, because on the cheap space you have competition as well, and there you also bring up different prices so that the prices go higher and higher and higher. The same goes here for the expensive ones, but here it's less relevant because even though you compete and you have higher prices than at the lower end, in general, in relation, this is still easier to do. And especially if you can come up with unique products, like of course if you sell the exact same item, you will compete with 5 competitors, just like in the Amazon buy box where they are all listed below each other and the one with the cheapest price wins. But if you come up with unique items that are not sold that way in Google Shopping, which is actually quite easy if you have access to Chinese retailers or even like United States suppliers, you can always find stuff that is not on Google Shopping that way. So this being said, it is important to know that this is way easier to do with AdWords and shopping, because imagine you want to sell a $1,000 or $500 item on Facebook or Instagram. We know that there is no buying intent on these platforms, but even more, if you want to sell something really expensive, this is really hard to do from Facebook alone, because people are, you know, they're not looking for something they're not looking for such an expensive item to buy right now. And if you come up with a $700 outdoor sofa, for example, it will really take a lot of convincing work to sell this item. So this means you would have to send them to your site, you would have to put them in a remarketing list, you would probably have to remarket them for a few weeks, and you really have to put in a lot of work to make that deal. On AdWords, if you have a product that people really like, they go to your site and you can close the deal much easier, even if it's an expensive item. So this being said, now let's move to AliExpress so that I can give you some recommendations and some examples of what you can do. Like I said, it is even doable to source products right in the US because you have high margins. This means you can get way faster shipping, better quality, and you can still make a profit. So this is what I actually recommend. But since many of you guys are actually using AliExpress, let me do something like this. And I actually want to go into the furniture space again. So let me just go to home, garden, and furniture, and with something like, for example, let's say, what can we do right here? Let's go with garden, or let's say home decor. In my example previously, I talked about garden couches. Okay, and now nothing really loaded, nice. But in my example before, I talked about outside couches, garden couches, and I want to actually use something with furniture now again. So here you get the idea: commercial furniture, bar furniture, many interesting things. Let's just go with something like home furniture. And the point now is that people, if they like the product from a visual point of view, you can close the deal, right? So if they see you in your shopping feed, if they see that your ad in their shopping lists, they click your ad, and this means that they like the appearance. And this is basically what it's all about when buying furniture, for example. Of course, price plays a role and other things like the materials, but in general, if they go to your site, knowing how much your product costs and what it looks like, this is already a huge win. So what I like to do is that I want to sort by minimum price, because obviously if we sell super low priced furniture, this isn't anything high ticket anymore. So let's go with the buying price of at least, for example, $30, right? I mean, we don't have to sell $1,000 items. This is extreme. But let's start with $30, and suddenly we get down from 11,000 results to 9,800. And this means that, for example, what we could do is we could sell this beanbag cover. This would be interesting. Probably many like women, girls like this kind of stuff. I assume that my girlfriend would probably, but this might be a product that could be interesting to many people, and you buy it for 70. I don't do a product comparison now in depth, but I assume you could easily go with 150, 190, probably even more than that if you market it the right way, but at least something like 120, 130. Now the thing with furniture is that people are normally used to wait quite a long time. So even if you use AliExpress, which, like I said, I don't necessarily recommend, because with the high margins you can go to the US or UK or whatever, but even if you stick to AliExpress, it is doable, because furniture is really a space where people are used to wait quite some time. So with ePacket here, 12 to 20 days, it's still okay. I must say it's not a huge high ticket item, so probably once the prices go up to like 300, 400, 500, 700, 800, people can get really nervous if they really have to wait a very long time. And of course, if you sell very big complex furniture, for example, and it comes from China, I would always be careful, because things can break, things can go wrong, and the last thing that you want is someone basically refunding $1,000 order, and you have to pay for shipping all the way back to China or something. Obviously, this will be super expensive. But you get the idea. You can go to AliExpress, sort by purchase price. Obviously, if you go with something like 100, you know that this will be a high ticket item that you can at least sell for 200 or 300, and this helps you to really determine in which spaces you should go into. In the next step, of course, you could go, for example, in this case, I decided that I just want to do a quick comparison now. We can go with beanbag cover. Let's go with this. If we find something, then it's fine. If not, well, then I won't go much more detail here, but beanbag cover. Let's see what comes up. Okay, so here come these typical fur beanbag things that actually look quite similar to ours. You see, ours is even more furry in a way. So if we show up right here between all these different things, it is basically a matter of taste. There will be people who like this particular product, and there will be people who click it and buy it. And if you manage to really get yourself in there, and I won't talk about feed optimization, all these things, if you want to really learn more about these topics, then you can check out my course in the description, but I won't go into more details now on everything from bidding to feed optimization strategies and funnels and landing pages. Like I said, if you want to check this, make sure that you have a look at the course. But here you see, if you can sneak in with your listing somewhere here, this can be really powerful. And if your product looks good, this can get you some sales for sure. Now, one thing that I have to say about expensive items is your landing page. Like, you cannot have one of these super cheap typical dropshipping landing pages where everything is floating around and you have countdown timers and all these things. If you sell a serious $300 item, people expect something more professional. And this means that either you should invest in a theme, or you should go with some landing page builder. In my course, you get 1 month Pagefly Premium for free, which is a really cool landing page builder. But of course, you can also just buy it by yourself and get it for you. So this way you can basically save money on the theme and buy individual dedicated landing pages. But actually, from my experience, a really cool looking Shopify theme is not even a bad investment when it comes to high ticket products. And another important aspect is that you need to have a look on your store branding. So if you sell high ticket items, make sure that your store looks consistent, that the store makes sense, and that people see upsells and cross sells with other products that are like yours, so that they don't go back to the shopping results and have a look at different products. This is a little strategy that I also mentioned in another video. I am linking it to you right here. And yeah, this is basically how you can go ahead and start this whole Google Shopping, Google AdWords strategy for high ticket items. Like I said, with search ads, it's similar, but you don't have the pictures, so it's definitely harder, but at the same time, you have less competition. So if you can go into this as well and you can learn something about that, you will see that here your competition is lower and you pay less for a click. But at the same time, your conversion rates will be lower, simply because people cannot see the products up front, which kind of makes it a little hard for them, and many people will just return if they don't like the products that they are presented with. So I hope that you got something of value out of here today. I have other videos on Google Shopping and Google AdWords, as well as, of course, you can check the description for all kind of other links. Also follow me on Instagram, and this will help you truly get ahead with both dropshipping but also high ticket e-commerce and dropshipping. So thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like. Also, please subscribe to this channel if you want to see more stuff like that, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye bye.